The company's history, they were started by Wallenberg. Do you know Wallenberg?
Yes, I know Wallenberg.
Wallenberg, okay.
Yes.
Yeah. For Sweden, very famous family.
Yes, I know.
Yeah. So.
Do you know Samsung?
Yeah, of course.
Samsung second generation and third generation CEO Jae-yong Lee.
Yeah.
He spent time there
with the Wallenberg family.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
More study, get more knowledge.
Yeah. Well, it's a very interesting family because really, like, I think now 5 generations or 6 generations.
Yeah.
They really run Sweden.
Yeah.
So I think the Swedish stock market, like 50% of the companies, their family started. Yeah, so it's a little crazy. So, but
they're powerful family.
Yeah. But I think usually most of them are nice.
More than their kingdom.
Okay. Yeah. So okay. So I had surgery on my spine. So I had to rest. Okay.
I can write wrong.
Yeah. No, it's okay. I like the very cute part. Majors. You went to university 2 times, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so definitely my majors were because the way this sounds, my major was business and engineering. It means 1 degree. It sounds like 1 degree and just 2 majors. But you finished and then went back and did another. That's different. So this is more impressive. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, I can look at this in my time. I can look at this and I can. I will fix it, and tonight I will fix it, and then I will scan it, and I will send to you. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So today is 3/2 or 3/3?
3/2.
3/2. Okay. Okay. So interview questions. How is this going?
Just going. This question is finished.
Finished. Okay. Good. Good. So, so this one here, I think these kind of questions, like normal kind of questions, are okay. These ones are a little bit more difficult.
Okay.
So here, I got this from Financial Times, like Wall Street Journal, like this. And so these are, like here, they will say, do you know PwC? Price Waterhouse Cooper. It's accounting. BP, UBS is a bank.
Yes, bank.
Tesco.
Yeah,
Tesco, they own Home Plus.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, they're the owners of Home Plus. Lloyd's Banking Group, they're insurance usually. Yo Sushi Team. So these are just kind of interesting questions.
Okay.
So I have a copy for you, but first I don't want you to know the answers. So I just want to practice these, okay? So take this home, but don't look. Okay? Well, don't look right now. Yeah. So we'll just practice. Okay. And I'll get feedback. Okay, so some of them are strange, but they will answer this kind of stuff. Questions about your experience and your life. Hopefully you can give good answers. These are the ones that, baseball? Baseball, we say curveball. In baseball, you can do like this and the ball like this. These are called curveball questions. It means questions that nobody expects. Surprising questions. Questions that companies really like, but they're difficult. So, okay? Okay, so we'll start with number one. So if you were to win $1 million American dollars, what would you do with the money?
With $1 million?
Yeah, $1 million, yeah.
Very good question.
Sure. That's a good way to start. Yeah.
First,
You can say very good question, and then you can say, "Oh, I've never thought about it before." That can it makes 5 seconds for your brain to think. Yeah. So if you were to win $1 million US, what would you do with the money? First,
I buy new house because most Korean people wanted to live own house. Secondly, I buy new car such as Porsche or
Porsche.
Yeah, Porsche or Benz because I like nice car.
Okay. Yeah.
So I go to World Treasure with my wife and my boy about for 1 or 2 years.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Finally, I live some other country such as Finland and South Africa.
Finland. Near Sweden.
Near Sweden. Yes.
Okay, Finland. Okay.
North Europe and North Europe, Africa, and East Asia.
Okay, that's a good answer. I should have looked at the time, but okay. So I like your last answer the most. Live in a different place. World treasure, I think, is translating Korean. So I think you mean like cultural history, like that kind of place.
Cultural history.
What is world treasure?
The treasure. No, sorry, the world the treasure.
Oh, travel. Oh, travel. Oh, world travel. Okay.
Yeah,
okay. So that's good. That's fine. Buy a new house, not buy new house. So you need a.
Oh, buy new.
Yeah. For secondly, you don't need the ly.
Yes.
No ly. Just second, third. I wouldn't answer this. I would recommend not answering this one. If you want to have answers like this, I would say I want to buy my mother a new house. First, because it's a good answer and it's very honest. It's a very honest answer, but you want them to think you have a house and your last job gave you lots of money and you have a house and all this kind of stuff. And this one, if you live in an apartment, who cares? But this one makes you look really nice. You know what I mean? And then the car answer, maybe it's a good answer, but I don't know. It depends the person, interview person. But I would say buy my mother a house. And then this one here, you can say new car. Because I've always wanted a Porsche or something like that. That's a good answer. That's fine and stuff like that. But this one, like one time in Canada, I asked a similar question. I said, if you found $10,000, what would you do? And the person, the student told me, oh, well, I have $20,000 credit card debt. So I would use the $10,000 for my credit card debt. But this is a bad answer because they don't want you to have credit card debt. They want you to be a responsible person and that kind of thing, right? So, if you can say, I'll buy my mother a house, that sounds good. So that's I recommend. Okay. That's a hard question. This one, yeah, I think maybe you don't understand this question. It's hard. This is actually from a movie. So, would you rather fight a horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses? I don't want to answer. But sometimes they will ask questions like this, and it's really weird. Do you understand the question?
Yes.
Okay. We often in the movie it was boyfriend and girlfriend talking about this. New boyfriend girlfriend, and your answer doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you say a horse-sized duck or if you say 100 duck-sized horses. But your answer, this one is fine. But it's your reason. Your reason that's important. So just think about stuff like this, okay?
Well, my answer.
Okay, yeah.
I choose a horse-sized dog.
Okay.
Because dog is dog.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe it's nicer. It's still nice. Yeah. That's good. Yeah. So, and here's one problem, and here's this one. Yeah. So, and this one, if you fight something this big, even if there's 100, you still feel bad.
Yes.
Yeah. But this one is like anyways. Okay. So, okay. This is kind of a question. Job satisfaction. Satisfaction. Do you know the word satisfaction?
Satisfaction.
Yeah. Do you know? I think you should know. Satisfaction. Job satisfaction is an increasing topic where they hope employees are really satisfied with their work, where they hope employees feel they go home and they're like, oh, today was a good day. Maybe not because of money, because companies don't want to give you more money, but they hope you enjoy your work and stuff like that. So I'm going to ask you this question, okay? So, what makes you happy about work on a Friday night? Like you go home Friday and then you like, oh, the week is over. And what makes you happy about your work week?
Last company.
Good.
I always work the Friday night because my client very busy. Now company wanted more work. I understand. My happiness is very my happiness point on my happiness I have a lot of point of happiness for job my responsible my happiness is is to success my project. So I work Friday night.
I think the question you don't understand. Your answer was okay. Some things in here were very good, but it means the question here means when a work week is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and when you go home, what you think? Oh, this was a good week. Like you know. Do you know the word not nostalgia, but do you know nostalgia? Nostalgia.
Yeah, nostalgia. I know.
Like that feeling of like, that was a good time. You know, like that was, when you go home on Friday or when you finish a job, like finish a month, like, and you maybe have time to think, maybe in the shower or driving a car, and you're thinking, you're like, oh, that was good. Yeah, that was good. You should say stuff like, it's good when you start talking about clients. You say, oh, I get a lot of satisfaction about making my clients happy or something like that.
I understand.
Or making my boss happy.
Yeah.
I think my suggestions, I will do blue, okay?
Yeah.
My suggestion is this question. You can say, I would say each week is different. And he goes, sometimes, making clients happy. I get satisfaction, or it says here, makes you happy. Sometimes making clients happy. Maybe.
Sorry.
No.
Sorry. Sorry. 여보세요? 네, 차장님. 저 지금 수업 시간 되러. 나중에 전화할게요. 예. 창규 컬미.
No problem.
Ethan.
So, like, if I have a question like this, I would say stuff like, each week is different.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can say, sometimes it's making my clients very happy.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's meeting my personal goals or meeting my professional goals. Like, maybe, this week I want to sell, in 1 week, how many air compressors do you sell? In a good week, would you sell 1 air compressor or 2 or 100 or 200? I really don't know. How expensive is air compressor?
Standard production is maybe 1,000. 100 from 100 to $1 billion.
Dollars. Okay, so if you sell 3 or 4 in a month, it's a good month.
Yes.
In 1 month, how many can you sell?
In my job.
Yeah.
Our project is maybe $100 billion.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay.
In 1 year, I buy 3 or 4 packages.
Four. Yeah. Make sure 4.
Four.
4 packages. Okay. Well, I mean, you can say, like, well, I don't know what numbers you want to do, but you can say meeting my goals or something like that. Finishing products. Sorry, I should say projects, or that kind of stuff. Like, these are good answers. You say that you get satisfied in many places, and then tell them why. Like, this kind of stuff.
I answer again.
Sure. Okay, so 3 again. So what makes you happy about work on a Friday evening? So it doesn't mean you're working Friday evening.
Okay.
It means
I understand.
You're driving home.
Okay.
And you're like, yeah, good week. Yeah.
Earlier this week, our customers complained our product. Middle of a week, me and our staff solve this issue. Finally, Friday, we done that issue. Our client called me. Thank you. Your company is very good. I'm very happy.
And this makes you happy. This situation makes me happy.
This makes me happy.
Yeah. Okay, so good. So it makes it sound like you really care about customers. Customers being happy and stuff like that. So I looked for Atlas Capco, and I looked at competitor. You know, competitor. Competitor. This word. Competitor.
Competitor.
Yeah, competitors. And the competitors are very big companies.
Yes.
You know, like Caterpillar and Bosch and this kind of stuff. So, yeah, I think customer service would be very important.
Yes.
Very important. Because I'm sure they all fight for customers.
Yes.
Like that, so. Okay, this is a weird question. We'll try it though. Okay. If your friend was seriously injured and you have to drive them to hospital, would you go right through all the red lights? Or would you stop at the red lights? So you say, oh, that's a good question. That's a good question. I haven't thought about that before. Yeah.
That's a good question. I will straight go hospital in red signal because my friend is emergency situation. My wish, I want to save my friend.
Yeah. So, yeah. That's okay. So, my friend, in situations like this, like what would you do? Always use the word would, not will. You say I would do this or something like that. Like, you know, if you say like, if the question here is, your boss is doing something bad, should you go above the boss and tell somebody that your boss is like this? You say, I would something. 2 weeks ago, we did the question like, your boss tells you a secret and that they're going to fire your best friend. What would you do? So I would, and stuff like that. Okay. Okay, this is another one here where I would suggest, you know, like, I would suggest giving not such a direct answer. In this one here, I would say something like, you know, it depends. If your friend is bleeding really badly, maybe, yeah, go right through the red lights. You know what I mean? But if because in here, if you get in a car accident, it's making situation worse, right? So it depends. I would say it depends how badly my friend is hurt. My friend is hurt. And then I would mention car accidents. Like this kind of thing, right? This is a question about pressure and stress. And how you handle stress, right? So they want to make sure, like, you know, they want to make sure that you do the correct thing with stress or something like that, right? So, yeah. So okay, more. Oh, and my friend is emergency situation. My friend has an emergency situation. Last week we had a question, or last class we had a question, and it said something like, explain something very difficult, but explain it to a young person. Do you remember?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so here, how would you explain Facebook to your grandma? So what they want here is that, like, you know, possibly you're an engineer, right?
Yes.
Last time we were here, last class,
Yes.
I told you the word jargon. Jargon. Do you remember jargon?
Yes.
Jargon. Engineers have lots of jargon. And maybe this is jargon that your customers will understand, but
Yes.
also maybe not. Maybe not. So you need to be able to explain things without the jargon. You know, explain things so that I understand or your wife will understand and stuff like that. So that's why they ask these questions. Okay. So how would you explain Facebook? You know Facebook?
Yes, I know.
How would you explain Facebook to your grandma?
That's funny question.
Yeah.
I explain to my grandma.
Yeah, you can use this word and you say, you know, if I explained to my grandma, I wouldn't use any jargon like this. Okay. Yeah.
Grandma, do you know Facebook? Facebook is electrical diary.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's diary. Your fan, your family, and other people see your diary, and some comment right there. You write news and other story. I read the story and I reply you. And you can use on the smartphone, PC, and the laptop. Facebook is very useful.
Yeah, good. Yeah, you did a great job. My mom doesn't know Facebook. But if you explain like that, she would understand. Yeah, so that's exactly what you want to do. And I mean, you said electrical diary, no jargon, and that's it. I can't help you. That was a perfect answer. Okay, that was a perfect answer except for English, except for so I said here is you always is and then friends see your diary, but friends can see your diary, and then th sound, f sound like this. So yeah, and I mean I even like your ending because you explained that it's very useful. Like you explain that it's value like that, which is important in this kind of question. Not just you did more than just explain how it works, but you also explain that it's valuable, which is good. So, okay. Okay, this is okay, but I think we asked this maybe the first class. Who is your biggest hero? Your biggest hero.
My biggest hero is my biggest hero is my father.
Good answer. Yeah. My father.
My father. Yeah. My father worked for me and my family. My family all day. Now, my father calls me every day. How about my son? I'm very happy. My willing is my father's health.
So yeah. That's a great answer. You can also say that you want to copy him too. Like because you talked about him working hard all day. You can say I'm also a hard worker. I learned this from my dad or something like that. So yeah, worked all day. So you can use words like sacrifice, or he didn't complain, or do you know the word noble or nobly? He nobly worked. Like no complaining, just work, come home, good, like this, that kind of stuff. Worked all day, hard worker. So do you know the word role model? Role model. You can say he's my role model, and that he taught me how to work hard, and he taught me how to challenge myself or something like that, right? And the word father's hard because it has F and TH.
Father.
Not bad. Your F was better. Your TH still bad. Father. But don't say father. You can say my dad. My dad is an easier word and it sounds better. When you say my father, it sounds very distant, like robot, like my father. But I never say my father. I always say my dad. It sounds more emotional, something like that. So, but your answers was good. Your answers were good. Like for both the Facebook question and the hero question. If I give you an interview and, out of 10 marks, both of these would be like 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. Very good answers. I guess. So, the question about Friday night question, that's more, you didn't understand the first time, right? So, 5 out of 10 or something. Yeah. So. Okay, I'm going to change this question a little bit, but I'm going to ask you, what does it mean to be a leader? How can someone be a leader? Leader. How can you be a leader?
Leader have a very responsible position. I think leader have many strength point as a strength point. First, responsibility. Second, candor. Third is good relationship. Good relationship between his staff. I think leader is very difficult, but I can challenge leader position.
Yeah, okay. Your answer is fine. Maybe a little bit short. But these answers are good. Responsible, candor, good relationship. But I would explain how that works. So responsibility, I would say, hard work, no excuses, that kind of stuff. Tell me why candor is important. It definitely is important for a leader. But there's also candor too. If the leader is just honest to them, it's also important that these people are honest with leader. You know what I mean? So you can explain how candor works and how it's important and stuff like that, and how to get good relationships. Yeah. You could use words like respect, role model again. Role model would be a good one. You could talk about expertise or professionalism,
Expertise.
Yeah, expertise, professionalism, like this kind of stuff, or knowledge. These are all good words to use and stuff like that to be a leader. Respect, I think, is a really good word. If there's a question about leadership, that you respect them and they respect you, and that the staff is not scared, but will give suggestions and opinions and stuff like this. the leader will listen to opinions, and not just my way, but they will, what's your opinion, and then decide the best opinion like this. So, leadership is good. Like, I mean, you'll be sales staff, but you can be the leader of the sales staff and that kind of stuff. So, yeah. This is another good word, tenacity. Tenacity. It's a hard word. It's like candor. Do you know the word perseverance? Perseverance?
No,
these are the same.
Yeah.
Here, I'll read perseverance. You know the word give up?
Yes,
Give up?
Yeah.
This is never give up.
Never give up. Oh.
Yeah, like it's a noun. Tenacity. Oh, they both are nouns. Yeah, both are nouns. So, yeah. So, so here they want. Oh shoot. Yeah. My spelling is a little bit wrong. Perseverance. I don't like this machine. Perseverance means you never give up.
Yes,
You never give up. So give me an example of your, I don't know, extreme, but give me an example of your levels of tenacity. Like, tell me that you never give up. Give me an example where you never give up. Yes, okay.
When I was a project engineer for textile machine.
Yep.
One day, very big issue rise of our team.
Yep.
All staffs said, please give up. This problem is very, very difficult. But I didn't agree with them. I tried to solve this problem. This problem every day. Finally, after 1 week, I found the solve, and the project is a success. Project was a success. I think my tense was very important to me.
Yeah, sure. It was mostly a good answer, but I would definitely recommend you use 2 or 3 sentences and tell them what the problem was. Maybe the problem was with the compressor, the problem was with shipment or something like that, and so you have to explain the problem because right now the problem could be anything. The problem could be with the bathroom in the factory. I don't know, right? So I would definitely explain the problem and stuff like that. So perseverance, tenacity. Tenacity is a hard word. Perseverance is a little bit easier, but it both means you don't give up. So
yeah.
Yeah. So do you think you know the Korean word? Perseverance? Is it unne?
있네.
Is that right?
Yes, right.
Okay, yeah. So it's a word like candor that you can use in your resume or in the job interview. The job interview. So yeah. Okay. Okay, we'll do a weird one again. In a fight between a lion and a tiger, who would win and why?
Lion, tiger. I think the tiger tiger won.
Would win.
I think the tiger would won.
Would win.
Would win.
Yep.
Yeah. Because tiger use his two front foot, but lion used only one foot. This is very important thing.
Is this true?
Yes.
Oh, very smart. Oh, this is a good question for you. Yeah, okay.
Yes. In my job, I have two steps for a project. I would win against my competitor. Competitor.
So you would be the tiger.
Yes.
2 feet. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, it shows you're smart. Okay, so lion does like this and tiger like this. Oh, okay. Yeah, great answer. Okay. I can't help you. Your answer was good. Except foot becomes feet. Feet. Yeah. And then so would is a modal verb and it's helping win. So win will never be winning and never be won. Just like the word can. After the word can, that can dance, but never can dancing or can danced like this. Okay, so would win. Yeah. Okay. I think we did something similar to that. No, that's a weird one. Okay. With your last job, what is something that you did not like doing? What was the thing that you liked the least?
I can't understand this question.
Okay, so in your old job, maybe there's many things that you enjoyed. You're like, that's a good part, and that's a good part. But in your old job, what is the thing that you did not like doing? It's difficult because you need to sound that the job was good and stuff like that, right? So I would probably, if I answer this, I would probably start with customer complaints. You say, oh, I never like getting complaints, but I always liked fixing the complaints. Something like this. Because if you say, I don't like my old boss, it sounds like you're a difficult employee. If you say, I don't like my pay, my salary was too small, it's also bad, right? Because it sounds like you complain. Or if you say, oh, I don't like my co-workers, it's also bad. So it's a difficult question, to make you look good. So
when I worked at the last company, I enjoyed. I joined the first time. My customers was limited. Maybe 3 or 5, or 3 or 4. But after 1 year, my customer increased 10 or 12. That very it was very hard to me, but I work I work I solve the issue for my client. Now I am focusing more my client issue.
Okay. Yeah. It's an okay answer. I mean, you didn't really say what you don't like. You just said that you wanted like. Yeah. I don't know. This one I can't criticize. It was okay, but yeah. This question is similar to the question where they say, what is your worst quality? And they say like what's one bad thing about yourself? And everyone always says, oh, I work too hard and this kind of stuff. These are harder questions when they ask you about something you didn't like, or like if they say what was a bad thing about your last boss. It's a hard question to answer, right? So it helps if you think about it. Think about these kind of things. Yeah. So. So. Okay. So let's ask. It's not on here, but if they said to you like, why do you want to work for Atlas Copco? What would you say? Why Atlas Copco?
Why? Atlas Copco is world leader for air compressor business, and have a very good history. Atlas Copco technology is very high. My last company is competitor of Atlas Copco, but I respect Atlas Copco. So I work at Atlas Copco.
I want to, yeah. I hope to, or want to.
I want to work at Atlas Copco.
Yeah. Okay. I want to work at. Atlas Copco. Okay. Yeah. I would use the word reputation.
Reputation.
Do you know reputation? Reputation is what people in the industry think. Like maybe I can say, oh, that restaurant is not a good one, and then now they will have a bad reputation. Like, reputation. It means like what people think about things. Myeongtong? Yeah. So, like a reputation. Like you say, in my last company. My last company is a competitor of Atlas Copco. That's all good. So you know Atlas Copco, and you say, oh, I learned about Atlas Copco when I had that job, and I know they have a great reputation. And stuff like that. And you say they have a reputation for, like here, a reputation for making their customers happy, making their clients, happy. And that's important to me, or something like that. Important to me. You know, so it makes it sound like you know Atlas Copco. You talked about their history a little bit, so that's good. It also sounds like you know them because of your experience, you know, and it sounds like you really admire them, admire their admire the company and all this kind of stuff. It's very respected. Yeah. So okay.
Okay.
Okay. Some of these are all kind of the same. I think we did something similar, but let's practice again. Tell me about a time when you failed at something.
Right. As a salesman, I have many failures because my business is very big.
Yeah.
But last year I win 5 times. Amount 6 million dollars. I think failure is not serious for me. Win is very important.
So you should say winning.
Winning.
Winning is
very important.
Yeah. Just ing, so it makes it subject.
Yeah,
subject.
yes.
Yeah. Winning is very important. Yeah. For me. Yeah. If I answer this question, I wouldn't use work failure. I would probably say personal failure. Personal failure. Like if I answer this question, I would say something like, 5 years ago, I started to study French. Or 5 years ago, I started to study Italian or something like this. And at that time, I studied for 6 months and I really enjoyed it, but my work was too busy. So I decided to stop studying Italian for a short time, but now it's been 5 years and I've never gone back. And I've always wanted to go back and study Italian. So this sounds like you don't give up, but it's not about work. Don't say I work, If you do say work, that's fine. But later I would say something like, I learned a lot from this failure. I learned a lot from the failure. That if you talk about work, that you're now a better worker now. Like you fixed that problem or something like that. So you did good at the end. You did very good at the end. So yeah. So but maybe personal failure is better. What else would be a good failure? Or you say learning to play saxophone or piano or something like that. Or maybe one time you wanted to train and run a marathon, but now you're 43 years old, and I never did it. I never ran a marathon. Something like this. Or you I think you many times have said you're interested in living in second country, living in South Africa or Finland or something like that. You can say, when I was 20 years old, I promised myself I would try to live in Australia or live in China, and I haven't done it yet. But I will someday, maybe in my life or something like this. And then it doesn't really sound like a failure. It's like a personal promise to myself. That kind of thing. So personal failures are a little bit more, I think, safer in this situation. So yeah. So Okay, we'll do this one. Do you know? I won't use the word tricky situation, but well, this actually question is similar to the failure question. I don't know. Needle of a haystack. These questions here. This comes from an idiom in English. Do you know the word idiom?
Yes, idiom.
Idiom, yeah. In English, we talk about getting a needle out of a haystack. You know what a needle is, right?
Needle. Oh, I know.
A haystack. Hay. You know hay. Horses and cows will eat hay.
Yeah.
A haystack is a pile of hay. A big pile of hay. And in English, we say something is really difficult, like difficult to find. You know, like you will say, "Oh, it's a needle in a haystack." It means very difficult to find. So here they're saying, how many ways? That's the important part. How many ways can you get a needle out of a haystack? So, in other words, they're asking you, how many ways can you think of to fix a problem? So, it's a weird question, but they like this. It's a question about logic. And how does your brain handle these questions? Yeah. So.
First, I used magnet.
Yeah. I think a magnet would be very good. Yeah.
Two. I prepare very big spoon with water.
Yeah.
Prepare with water. I many haystack drop there. And I will search bottom of spoon.
Yeah. Because the hay will float. The hay will float. That's a great answer. Yeah. And I mean then the third answer is just hard work. The third one is just looking. looking like this and stuff like that. So hard work. So if it's hard work, then you can go back to perseverance or tenacity and stuff like that. So tenacity. And you can mention at the end. I think my first answer is the best. My first answer is the best because it would require, it would use the least time, use the least time. So in other words, it's the most efficient. I'm sure air compressor, you know the word efficient.
Yes.
So you say number one is the most efficient.
Yes.
And stuff like that. So I would definitely try this one first. Because this one's hard to find a pool and all this kind of stuff. So, you did okay. I think you're getting better, especially the weirder questions. I think you're getting better, but it's hard. So again, maybe it's just because I'm an English teacher, but I really want you to think about your pronunciation because you're obviously smart. The needle in a pool is a good one. The tiger and the lion one is a good one. You're definitely very smart. So, the only thing I worry about is your English. So, good luck. It's difficult to fix when you're our age. Yeah. So, This is a question you should have an answer for, and I can't help you. Like if you were the head of Barclays Corp, I'll give you this piece of paper. This is. You should have an answer for this one. If you were the head of Atlas Copco, what would your strategy be? What would your strategy be? To make money. To help us or something like that. So if you were the leader of Atlas Copco, what would you do? This, you definitely need to know the history. You definitely need to know like where they're getting their money from and all this kind of stuff, right? So this is another question where here number 16, we talk about leadership. So you say I respect my staff and all this kind of stuff, right? But this is a common type of question. This is a common question. Questions about leadership, questions about problem solving. All of these things are good. So yeah. So So good luck.
Thank you.
Try to look at these. You're doing well at remembering vocabulary, but more the better. Especially business words. You might want to look. I'll try to find it actually. I'll try to find. You know the word resume?
Yeah.
Resume. I'll try to find resume vocabulary.
Yeah.
Resume vocabulary has words like candor and tenacity and stuff like that. So I'll try to find some resume vocabulary for you. If I have time tonight, I'll email it to you. Okay. Because if you just have 10 or 12 really good words, sometimes it helps. You can never guess the questions they will ask you, but you can kind of plan your vocabulary and your answers and stuff like that. So,
okay.
And you can use the word candor in this one and this one and this one and stuff like that. So, okay. And know the company. What year did they start? What year? Atlas Copco.
Atlas Copco. I think. 18.
Yep.
1853.
73.
1873.
1873. By Edvard Frankel in Stockholm. Their first thing they made was train cars for the railroad and stuff like that. Biggest market. The biggest market. What is their biggest market? What country? What country is their biggest market?
My country is big market.
Yep.
But offshore offshore business, Korea is very big.
Very big.
Market.
Okay, yeah, that's good to say. So if you don't know an answer like that, you can always just say, I don't know, but don't stop there. If they say something weird, like, anything, it doesn't matter if it's about Atlas Copco. If you say, I don't know, just don't do this. I don't know. Next question. You should say, I don't know, but I can tell you this. I don't know Atlas Copco's biggest market. It's America. America's number one. I don't know Atlas Copco's biggest market, but I can tell you that the Korean market is very big and growing, or something like this. So this would be a good way to fix a problem. Never just say, I don't know.
Never say.
Try not to. Yeah. I mean, it's not good if your answer is really terrible, right? But just tell them something you do know, something that's close. If I said to you, I don't know, the Facebook question. Like if they ask you another question, like Tumblr. Do you know Tumblr? It's smaller. So it's not important. But you say, if they say something like, if explain Tumblr to your grandmother. The computer program Tumblr. You say, oh, I can't explain Tumblr because I'm not familiar with it. I will learn about Tumblr, and I will tell you next time I talk to you. But I can tell you about Facebook. Facebook has like this, like do something similar. You know what I mean? Like this is a plan you can have to fix a difficult situation.
Okay.
So maybe they'll like your new answer better. Yeah. So just try to. In English, you can look up this word. We say nimble. Nimble, we talk about athletes being nimble. It means that they're able to turn quickly. Like they're able to like run this way. This is being very nimble. But we also talk about your brain being nimble. And so if you can kind of change an answer, like I don't know question, and you can be nimble, your brain is nimble about this, it shows that you're smart and in this kind of stuff. So, yeah, interviews. I'm very happy I don't have interviews. So. It's a difficult thing. So. Okay, I will look at this and I'll try to find some resume vocabulary.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that's not bad. Okay. One of your questions said something like your spine. Your spine?
Yes, my
Spine?
spine.
Spine is okay now?
Now I'm okay.
Now you're okay? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Spine injury is very serious.
Yes, very serious.
Okay. How did you hurt your spine?
20 years ago, I had a car accident.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. So, well, okay. And then in 2006, you fixed
Yes,
it? Oh,
fixed
wow.
again.
Fixed again. Oh, okay. Yeah, you might want to say that here, like how you hurt your spine and all that kind of stuff. But, okay. Yeah, good luck. I am optimist, John. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah. So say hi to Ethan.
Yes.